let's explore the relationship between value-based care and life sciences companies. Now, when I say life sciences, I'm specifically referring to companies that provide biopharmaceutical products. Think pharma companies and medical device companies. Today, I'm talking to Nick Hula, a seasoned researcher and expert in this field who leads much of advisory board research on life sciences. Ready to talk about this, Nick?
Yeah, looking forward to discussing life sciences' role in the healthcare industry as we transition to value-based care.
That's exactly where I'm going to first.
Yeah.
How do life sciences companies feel about this shift?
Value-based care is daunting for life sciences companies, mainly because any type of change is daunting. So most of their financial modeling, their strategic planning, their marketing, their product development all assumes that their customers are operating in fee-for-service. And they profit really well in fee-for-service.
How does value-based care change the way that life sciences works with its customers? And maybe you should explain who life sciences customers are.
You have the patient, you have the health plan. If you are a pharmaceutical manufacturer, you have the pharmacy benefit manager. But the most impacted relationship in the switch to value-based care is that between the healthcare provider and the life sciences company.
Can you give me an example of how that might actually work?
Yeah, so for example, let's take anesthesia products. In fee-for-service, a provider may be interested in selecting a product that helps them improve short-term outcomes for the lowest possible cost. However, as they transition to value-based care, they're also interested in selecting products that might help them reduce total cost of care, maybe by allowing the patient to go home sooner after surgery. So life sciences companies are going to want to change the way that they market to and obtain their customers and help them understand that their products can help them achieve those new goals.
In many ways, the shift to value-based care is a shift to a different world, right? Certainly a different payment model. How are life sciences companies preparing for that change?
The main focus right now is on developing real-world evidence, developing clinical trial data that helps them communicate to providers that their products are worth investing in and can help them achieve goals in value-based care. Now, that's a lot easier said than done. So one main challenge is the time frame in which we define value. So a life science company may be developing a product that aims to improve outcomes, deliver value over the course of decades, 10, 20, 30 years.
That's right.
However, a provider in their contract with payers may be looking to see value over the course of 5 years, not a whole lifetime. So time frame, definitely one challenge. Another challenge that life science companies often face is that there's different definitions for what value means for each one of their customers. So let's take A1C, for example. Common indicator of blood sugar level among patients with diabetes and prediabetes.
That's right.
Commonly something that providers are held accountable for in value-based care. However, there's a little consensus, right? Different providers will have different definitions of what good or healthy or acceptable A1C looks like. So it's difficult for life sciences companies to communicate, here are the metrics of success, when each one of their customers has a different definition of success.
I'm hearing a lot of challenges.
Yeah.
Are there resolutions to the challenges you've laid out?
Yeah, certainly. So some life sciences companies are participating in what's called outcomes-based contracts, often called risk-based contracts. What they do is they align incentives between stakeholders in the industry. So oftentimes for a drug, you'll see this between the manufacturer and the payer. For devices, you'll see these between the manufacturer and the provider most often. But either way, what they do is they tie payment for the product to the product's effectiveness. So for example, if by using the product, they see the agreed upon outcomes, that's positively reflected in how much a life sciences company gets paid. If they do not see the agreed upon outcomes, that's negatively reflected in how much the life sciences company gets paid. So that's just one thing that we're watching. Definitely still a work in progress, but really what we're seeing is life sciences companies, payers, providers, all trying to come together and have a common way to define and measure value as we transition to value-based care.
Well, Nick, I appreciate you explaining how complicated the transition to value-based care is, right? It's not just about payers and providers. We have to be thinking about these other stakeholders as well, and that includes life sciences companies.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Ray.